Honorable colleagues, the 10th order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of bill for an act to make provision for the retirement age of health workers in Nigeria. For related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Wale Hamid, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 10th October 2024, and I invite Honorable Hamid to move that the bill be read the second time.
Sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, my honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Dr. Wale Ahmed. I represent Agege Federal Constituency. On this beautiful day, sir, I rise to lead the debate on a bill for an act to make provisions for the retirement age of health workers in Nigeria and for related matters. This bill, Mr. Speaker, sir, and my colleagues, seeks to give health workers the opportunity to stay longer in service and retain experienced professionals in service to train people who are coming in as other people are going out. I want to let you know, Mr. Speaker, sir, and my distinguished colleagues, that what we refer to as Japa syndrome affects...
Have you started debating already? You just mentioned it.
Yes, sir.
Then you are
I rise to move that it be read the second time, sir.
That's the right thing to do. Then if
Yes,
you are
sir.
seconded, and then...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya. I represent Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, as a federal constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second that this bill be read for a second time. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. The ayes have it. The floor is yours. You can make your debate brief, please.
Honorable colleagues, as I said earlier, this bill seeks to give health workers the opportunity to stay longer in service, to continue to contribute and train people who are coming. It is a known fact that what we refer to as the Japa syndrome in Nigeria affects the healthcare sector more than any sector. There are two major ways through which the staff and personnel in the healthcare sector is being depleted. Number one is this migration, people going abroad to look for the proverbial golden fleece, which we refer to as Japa. Number two is retirement through public service rules by the age of 60 or service for 35 years. We cannot stop Japa because of fundamental human rights of the individuals concerned. But this bill seeks to allow healthcare professionals to extend their service years from 60 to 65 years and 35 to 40 years, which one is earlier. Essentially, sir, and specifically, clauses 2 and 3. Clause 2 provide for health workers in Nigeria shall compulsorily retire on attainment of 65 years of age or 40 years of pensionable service. And clause 3 states that any law or the public service rules requiring a person to retire from public service at 60 years of age or after 35 years shall not apply to health workers. It is also a statement of fact, sir, that a lot of state government, a number of state governments, and even the federal government have started what we call automatic exit replacement. That is, as some people go, there is an open omnibus general dispensation for medical directors of federal institutions and some state health institutions to employ without seeking fresh dispensation each time. And in some states governments have started giving contract employment to retired healthcare providers and professionals, because in most cases, in preponderance of the cases, by far most cases, at 60 they are still agile, they can still contribute, and the way medical practice runs is that the longer you stay in practice, the more experience you have. And it is these experienced ones that are needed. It is actually the younger ones that are going out. So when we recruit back through automatic exit replacement, when we recruit younger ones, there should be people in service they will look up to.
Thank you.
To supervise them and train them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Distinguished and most honorable colleagues, I rise this afternoon to second the motion, to second the bill as ably moved by my colleagues. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any amendments? You can amend the...
Mr. Speaker,
you can amend the bill. You want to add to the debate?
yes.
Okay, just 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Odoguwan. Mark is my name, speaking for the good people of Uyo who ran Nsiratai and Ibesibosit and Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, from Akwa Ibom State, the only state in the space of Nigerian flying. Mr. Speaker, listening to my colleague on the reasons he has adduced that needs the bill to be amended or altered in the Nigerian Constitution from 60 to 65 years. Mr. Speaker, I want to oppose the idea and the reasons adduced by my colleague. Mr. Speaker, last 2 weeks, there was an advert by Federal Medical Center here, the Federal Teaching Hospital here, looking for health workers. I think the numbers of personnel wanted was just like 100, but over 1 million Nigerians applied. We have 1,001 graduates, health personnel, qualified, eminently qualified, well-trained, roaming the streets of Nigeria without job. And Mr. Speaker, if we are talking about increment in the age, retirement age, if other persons did not retire, the people we are now seeking to maintain their age wouldn't have gotten to that stage. There is room, Mr. Speaker, to give opportunity to the unemployed health personnel that are roaming the streets to gain employment instead of retaining. And we all know what we call the law of diminishing returns. It is very natural, even in human beings. Getting to the age of 60 and you want another age of 5 to be added, definitely this is health-related issues that even injection syringe the person is going to handle. You'll see the hand will start shaking. And other things. So, Mr. Speaker, I have the mandate of my constituents to speak against this bill, that the retirement age as stated by the Constitution should remain. I so submit. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Give you time. If you are speaking for it, I will also give you. So we are handling those who are speaking against it now. Yes.
Right Honorable Felix Uche. I represent Eleme Oyigbo, Tai, Federal Constituency. My dear colleagues and the Right Honorable Speaker, I'm from Rivers State. I'd like to associate myself with the last speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, it is proper to retire when you are strong. It is proper to retire when you can go home and farm and do some other things. You know, it's not proper to keep extending service year when we have those who are not employed. Every year we'll turn out, how many universities do we have in this country? Government universities, private universities, every year they turn out to roll out graduates. Where will they work if we begin to extend services of those already engaged? So I speak against this bill based on this, and I call on our colleagues to kill this bill, to kill it. The young shall grow, we shall allow the younger ones to take their position. Thank you.
We don't use the word kill. You can vote against the bill, but we don't use the word kill. That is to the extreme. But I think your points have been made. A lot of people want to discuss this, so I will give one more opportunity to those who are speaking against it, and I give 2 opportunities to those who are speaking for it. If you are speaking against it,
Point of order.
I want to give you point of order. Yes, please.
I think Order 12, Rule 5, 1 and 2 reads.
Page, give us the page.
Page 85 with the spiral binding.
Page
85 with the spiral binding. The order book with the spiral binding. Page 85.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, it reads, Order 12, Rule 5, 1. On the order of the second reading of a bill being read, a motion may be made that the bill may be now read a second time, and a debate may arise covering the general principles and the principles of the bill. Mr. Speaker, there is no place in our rules that suggest members should speak against a bill at the second reading. Yes, it's clear. Otherwise, no bill will scale through. It was determined because of the process in legislation. Members speak on the general principles of the bill, which were clearly mentioned in the gazetted bill. The functions, the responsibilities, what enshrined in the bill, and then the debates that may ensue during the second reading. The leader of the debates clearly states the general principles and the general merits of the bill. If we corner ourselves to speak against bills at the second reading of a bill, no bill will succeed on the floor.
Honorable Sada is introduced. I will say something on this, but let us hear the House debate that 5-1 and 5-2 before I can say something. Minority Leader, please.
My dear colleagues, whilst I completely agree that Order 12 Rule 5 provides for debates when it comes to bill, it should be general principles of the bill. In course of unveiling the general principles, you can speak for or against, because you need to pick out both the merits and demerits of that bill. But there is no clear division that you are for the bill or against the bill until it comes to voting. When the vote is put and you don't believe in the merit of the bill, you can vote against the bill and the bill will die at that stage. But it's unlike, I think the only difference is that if it is a motion, clearly you give time for those who will speak for the motion and time for those who will speak against the motion. Like I did on the last bill, you can support a bill on some points, and at the same time, you also observe that the bill is not right in these areas. So you can take both for and against in your argument on a bill. But when it is time to vote, you express your opinion on it generally. Thank you, sir.
Can I give definition of the debate, a formal discussion on a particular matter in a public meeting or legislative assembly in which opposing arguments are put forward and which usually ends with a vote. This is Oxford Dictionary's definition of debate. So if you go to our rule and you see debate, the purposive interpretation of the word debate is that it is open to argue for or against. And that we do during second reading. You are ruled out of order.
Mr. Speaker.
All right. We'll take one more before we come to you.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Point of order.
Another point of order?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Rule 5, if we can remember in this House, when we were amending this rule, we deleted on that order the merits. There was the provisions of the debate on the merits and demerits of a bill in the previous order book. we deleted the issue of demerits. I can still come on another order. The issue is we should be informed. It is during the debate or during the putting of the question, the members can decide whether to accept the debate or not.
Thank you. This. And our rule is also clear on when the gavel has gone down on any issue. So bringing it up is going against the rules. I will not rule you out of order the second one. Let the first one stand. I will just say we have noted what you said, but the gavel has gone down on the subject matter. I think let's just vote on this. Those in support of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. Oh, those who are speaking against it. The gavel has not gone down. But I want to put the question.
Courtesy demand for those of us
who are speaking
who are going
okay,
to
I'll give you 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute. Before
Honorable colleagues, Ameja Ababao, Chibok, Dambuo, Goza Federal Constituency. I am, without fear of any contradiction, speaking in favor of the bill presented by Dr. Hamid Wale Agege. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we should look at the bill and give it a sense of direction. The human face. The reason why I'm talking like this is some states of the Federation, including my state, extended the retirement age of medical personnel from 60 to 65 or 35 to 40, whichever one comes first. I heard my colleagues in the past was saying, when an advertisement was made by a medical center, thousands of millions of people applied. Sir, whenever a medical center or teaching hospital is recruiting, they normally specify exactly what they want. In the event where they said everybody should apply, you have more than 90% of the applicants coming from non-clinical part of the hospital. If today you are going to advertise that you need medical doctors only for our teaching hospitals across the country, for our federal medical centers across the country, I don't think you can have that number he was quoting to apply for work. Another thing, the reason why Dr. Hamid Agege is emphasizing on the extension of 65 years instead of 50, we should understand he's a repute medical doctor of international repute. He is talking from experience. The people that are living for Japa or whatever you call it, they are young men. People that are beyond the ages of 50, 60, they are ready to stay and sacrifice for this country. This is where they want to end their days. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we are all aware there is a medical improvement all over the world. So people at the age of 60 are still active and will have the ability to contribute their own quota for the development of their own sector. So for us to completely regain the image of the medical profession in this country, we should encourage people that are ready to stay even after their retirement, to put their best for the development of medical and medical-related services in the country. We are not doing this because of these young men that are below the ages of 30 that nobody goes to. No. Those that are beyond 50 and they are ready to stay even after retirement. That's the most important thing. So we should look at it first before voting, please.
See, when the law says both parties should be heard, because you see the two sides of the coin. I think I will allow Baba to say something.
I'm making this contribution based on experience. I'm a health economist too. I work in the Ministry of Health. I want our colleagues to differentiate between a specialized level and non-specialized level. Today, sir, judges' tenure have been extended. Teachers' tenure has been extended. The lecturers. Now, I will give you a very good experience. If you go to Federal Medical Center here, there are a lot of vacancies for consultants because the consultants are not there. And they had to retain those that have already retired. Your Excellency, sir, those that are retiring now are even waiting for employment from external agencies because they know their worth. These are people that are very, very important. We should look at this, please, with a very good face value. I'm not saying this because I want to support my doctor here, but I'm telling you from the experience now, as soon as a medical doctor, a consultant retired, he is waiting for an employment from an external agency because they know his worth, they know his input. The experience is there. So I want my colleagues to give this, to support this bill. It is very, very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think you raising your hand. Let us vote on this because it's been overflowed.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Especially when some of you are above 65 and you're sitting here and your hand is not shaking and you're still making bills and motions. The debate they have laid here is actually strong. Let me ask the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. Even Eshe, did he say nay? The ayes have it. For our health security in our midst, helping us. Thank you very much. Nice bill, I must say, nice bill. Please, clerk, read us the long title of the bill. This bill is referred to Committee on Health Care. The 11th order